Great day, attractive thinker. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. We've had a fantastic and amazing week, and I'm sure that you have too. We love hearing from you. We love seeing your comments. We love seeing you subscribe because when you subscribe, you're connecting. That's a sign of connecting to this attractive thinker Beyond the Break visual encouragement movement that's going on right now. Welcome, my co-host Tichet Bradshaw, to another episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance.
Happy Mindset Monday, everybody. We made it, and we'll make it again and again. We made it with power. We get to do what we never did, go where we've never gone, and have all we deserve to have. It's a great day to be alive.
It is a fantastic and amazing day to be alive. Now, I trust that you have your Attractive Thinker notebook handy because you know how we do this. We've been doing this for a long time now. You bring your Attractive Thinker notebook to these episodes and your pen so you can capture these gems because you're going to need them this week. You're going to need them when you least expect it. And I love how you're connected because those gems are going to pop up right in the middle of your day when you need them the most. They're going to give you the solutions that you need to make the decisions that are before you as a new and aspiring entrepreneur, to make the decisions and so that you keep the clarity and nurture yourself and keep your mental health intact and give you the support that you need, attractive thinker, to live life beyond the break. Today, we're going to be talking about taking the leap because so many times in our lives, we're right at the edge. We're right at the moment, whereas we need to take that next step. And we know that that next step is not just a next step, it is an entire leap. And you need confidence and courage to do that. So we're going to be talking about what does it take to take the leap? We're going to support you in taking the leap because it is necessary. It is necessary in order for you to get to the next stage of your life, the next stage of growth and development, the next stage of success, the next stage of happiness and joy, the next stage of your own evolution. You're going to have to take this leap. There's no turning back. There's no back to go to. There's no other option. There's no plan B. You have to take the leap. So we're here to support you in taking that leap to the other side because you know what it's like to take steps. But this time you have to take a leap. And when you take a leap, it requires more effort. When you take a leap, it requires more focus. And the most important thing of all, when you take a leap, it requires more faith. It requires more faith. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that when you take the leap, you're going to land where you want to land the most. That it's going to be beneficial. And even if you land to the side of it or to the front of it, you're gonna benefit. It's gonna be rewarding. It's not gonna be a regret. You will not regret that you took that leap. Why do I say that? Because I've had to take so many leaps in my life, and I know that you have too. Your leaps are not my leaps, and my leaps are not your leaps. But I want you to understand that the result, the outcome, it may not be what you intend. So many times, Tichet, I've had plans for my life, and I set a goal, and I accomplished some things, and I made progress. I may not have reached the goal like would have wanted to, or I may have reached a goal and it was greater than I ever even anticipated. I could never have fathomed that this would be the outcome or that this would happen. So, but the most important thing is that you have an aim, that you have a goal. Goals are for you to have an aim, and then you leave the result and the outcome up to however God wants to bless you. But we have to have a goal because we need the aim. We need something that's going to pull us forward and motivate us, uh, fuel us to take the leap. Oh, come on. When you think about taking a leap, you can't use regular energy to do that. You can't use dormant energy to take a leap. A leap requires fresh fire. A leap requires fresh fuel, a constant burning desire. It has to be before you day and night in order for you to actually take a leap. It has to be something that you really, really want and that you cannot live without, or that if you don't do it, you live with regret. As a new and aspiring entrepreneur, we have to take leaps all of the time, especially if you're the first entrepreneur in your family or a first generation wealth builder in your bloodline. You have to take a leap. You have to keep your fire lit. And that's why I'm so glad that you connect with Beyond the Break to give yourself a fighting chance. Talk to us today, Tichet.
It also takes a lot of courage and your belief for why you're taking that. I mean, your belief for why you're taking that leap. We have to believe that what's on the other side of that leap is better than what's on this side of that leap. It really is our perspective or perception that gets in the way of why we are afraid to take that leap. And that's
Mhm,
because we believe we're too comfortable on this platform.
mm,
When we get uncomfortable with this platform and we realize that staying there is not an option, and that I'm more afraid of staying in this platform than whatever is going on over there, then
mhm,
we'll take that carriage and start leaping, because at this point your whole life depends on it. Your
mhm,
whole life depends on you having the courage to take that leap. But you have to have that belief that whatever's over there is greater than what's on this side. Whatever over there is going to stretch you, it's going to help you grow, it's going to expose you to some things, it's going to be more than what you expected. But we have to have the faith to believe that, as opposed to, when we see the unknown, we become afraid. We become afraid because and of course, a lot of um known a lot of course, knowing things is like a normal, way to think, right? But it's the unknown that holds the jewels and the gems. It's the unknown that helps you grow. It's the unknown that gets you excited. You know what I mean? Because it's more possibilities in the unknown than what is in the known, right? What's in the known, you already know that. That's already at the level where you are. But when you're trying to take a leap to the next level, you're going to have to depend on the unknown, because
mhm,
it's the unknown that should ignite you and fuel you to get to the other side. It should
mhm,
ignite you to want to see more of the world. Let's say you wanted to take another leap in your business, staying home and doing things on a lower level, and being basic, that we've done all of that. But if we want to go to the next level in our business, we're going to have some courage and take a leap. We're going to have to do things we've never did and go places we've never gone in order to have the things that we deserve. We have to take that. We have to be willing to be strong and courageous to end up taking a leap to do something you've never done. It takes a lot to be you, but
mhm,
it's going to take even more to have and be the real
mhm,
life you deserve. It's going to take even more than that. So when you believe that, and you know that that is just as solid as what you think is going on in this platform, even more solid, because the reason why you want to take a leap right now is because this platform is not serving you. This
mhm,
platform, you have maximized this platform. You have done all you can do in this platform, and being stuck in stagnant is not what we desire as ever evolving creatures. So you want to take that leap because we have a need to grow. That is
mhm,
a basic human need, the need
mhm,
to grow and
mhm,
expand. We Some people, we block it with fear. Fear
mhm,
can stifle you and get in the way of you not being able to take that leap. And
mhm,
fear is really, the thought of what could happen that might not even be in the lineup of your life. You could be afraid to take a leap because of something that was never written in your life. You will never see that part, but somehow that fear of it um, gets in the way.
mhm,
Another thing that might get in the way from us taking that leap is the need to have everything in order. wait until everything lines up. And it's like right at that point where things line up, something go on, and then you got to do more and more and more. That's because the time to take the leap is now, regardless of whether all your ducks is in a row. Is it possible that all the ducks will line up in a row while you're in the air to take that leap? While you're in the air to go to the other side, all the ducks will line up in the air. While you were busy trusting your spirit, the spirit was provided. While you were busy taking that chance, taking the greatest risk, you know how they say no risk, no reward, right? It's true. Because if you're not willing to risk anything, how can you receive what you did not sow? How can you get a harvest if you did not sow? So and taking a leap is sowing. Taking the reason why I say taking a leap is sowing is because you're sowing a belief that was over there is the promises that's over there, and everything that comes over there is great and greatness. And so when you're sowing that belief, you're going to reap the harvest of greatness. So this is what I believe. I just believe that when it's time to take that leap, sometimes all we got to do, like Nike, and just do it. Back to you, Dr. Tony.
That's good. Attractive thinkers. I trust that you've captured those gems. I want to share a little bit about what you were talking about, Tichet. But before I do that, while you were talking, I was looking up, like I said, attractive thinkers, visual encouragers. This is not scripted. We don't even know what we're going to talk about when we show up before you with these topics. All we have is a topic, and everything is being done in real time. So I'm looking up the word leap while you're talking, and it says to spring through the air from one point or position to another, jump. Another definition says to move quickly or act quickly or suddenly. Another definition says, um, this one stood out to me, by leaps and bounds very rapidly. And then check this out, Tashet, leaping in the dark, an
Mm.
action which the consequences are unknown. So you were talking about the unknown, and that definition stood out to me. You said you have to depend on the unknown in order to get to the other side. I want you to think about that, attractive thinker. When we're talking about depending on the unknown, when you're in the process of taking a leap, you're not you're leaving where you were. That's the familiar. You already know what that's like. Taking a leap, you're moving out into something that you're not even sure exists. Your goal, you're not sure if that exists. Your belief, the thing that you're going after, what you want to accomplish, you're not sure. You have a faith concerning it. You've seen it in your imagination. You've dreamed about it. You're passionate about it. You have an idea of what it looks like, but you don't know fully what it all entails. And to take that leap, that is the ultimate faith experience. That's where the rubber meets the road, like we say, or that's where it gets real, real.
Mm.
When you take the leap, because leaping is a indication of leaving also. When you leap, you're leaving everything behind. You're risking it all when you leap. So there has to be an amount of fortitude, determination, tenacity. Something, the belief has to be saturated, and this is what I want to share with our family today. You don't have to know all of the details. When you have faith, Tishet, the faith is comforting. The faith is your guidance. The faith is your direction. What we're talking about right now is to have more confidence in your relationship with your faith,
Mhm.
understanding that faith is not going to leave you unrewarded. It's impossible to have faith and not be rewarded for that faith. Now, again, you may not get the exact precise position that you want to land in, but you will land, and it's going to open up, and it's going to be more than what you ever expected. It's going to be more rewarding. It's going to have fruit over here and fruit over there and fruit that you hadn't considered, and blessings and open doors. This door is open or that door is open, and opportunities. And this is what I love about faith, Tichet, and the unknown and taking the leap. When you leap, when you launch off of where you are, you leave from where you are, right in mid-air, you change.
Mm.
Because by the time you land, you're definitely not who you used to be. By the time you land, you have left an old identity, because the you that you used to be doesn't even know what it feels like to take that leap. The you that you used to be doesn't know what it feels like to be in midair. The you that you used to see, when you take the leap, you're actually getting an experience that you've never had before, and that the old you didn't have the faith, didn't have the confidence to do, to take the leap. So when you see, this leap is about more than your goal. That's why I keep saying you may not land where you anticipated or intended. This leap is about more, is not just about reaching a goal. It's about becoming a whole new person. It's about experiencing something that you never in your breathing lifetime would have experienced had you not trusted the unknown. Had you not had, even to the faith as small as a mustard seed to say, I'm afraid. It's okay to be afraid while you're leaping. I'm afraid and excited at the same time, but I can't stay here because I'll never know what's on the other side of that leap. I want to know what's on the other side of my faith. What is my faith pulling me to? What is my faith luring me to? What is my faith seducing me to? What is it? What is it not allowing me to rest about? What is on the other side of this leap? And I guarantee you, attractive thinker, it's something so fantastic and amazing. And thank God for the goal. Thank you, goal, for leading me to the edge so that I can take this leap. Thank you, goal, for supporting me in keeping focus. I thank you, goal, that I paid enough attention to you that I didn't realize how far you were taking me to the edge. And now that I'm here, I'm ready to take the leap. I know that I can take this leap. Taking the leap, attractive thinker, will position you beyond the break. Back to you, Tashet.
A lot of times when we focus on the there or the goal, that's good too. But I would like to backtrack and magnify a second the transition, right?
Mhm.
Because you said something. You said you're a different person when you get over there versus who you are when you started, right? So what happened in the in between? That's We all know that the story at the end result, at the journey, I mean, at the destination and the goal is going to be amazing, right? And we have to know that in order to take that leap. But the story about the leap that happens while you are in the air is one of the most important too, because a lot of people need what you became in that leap. A
Mhm.
lot of people need what you learned in the middle of your jump. It's one thing to know that all possibilities are over here, but sometimes you got to get through the impossible in order to get to the possible. And what I mean by that is things you thought was impossible, you have to believe them to be possible to get to the possible. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Meaning you don't feel like anything is impossible. You can face the impossible, you can walk through the impossible. So that story in that transition. Then you said another thing, the things that we learn on this platform,
Mhm.
when we get over there, we're a whole different person. And that
Mhm.
reminds me that the all right, this is why you can't wait for all your ducks to be in a row, because you're trying to gather from the level you on to carry for that level. But in order to take the leap, you can't take everything from this level. You have to pluck some of them feathers off of you. You know, us eagles, we have to pluck some of them things that we have carried through time so that we can be light, so that we can
Mhm.
fly. But the
Mhm.
reason why we having our ducks in a row getting away is because the things that we need over there are not on this platform. It's in the air. So
Mhm.
if we're trying to wait for everything to line up over here to leap, we'll never be ready. We will never be ready until we understand that there are some things that we need in the air to get over here. And we have to know that the journey is the most important thing. The journey, you are a story, a walking, living, creative story. And all of what you do, say, all of what you care about, the details of you is important. But the journey of you is the most important because it is in your journey that you change, not in your goal. Your goal is your future tense. You say, I will change, I am going to change. Your present tense is I am changing. Your past tense is I need to change. So we got to get from I need to change to I am changing in order to get to I have changed. It's the I am changing story that people need because some people they can imagine a I have changed. They've already feel the I need to change. It's the I am changing that people needs to hear because it's the I am changing that's holding the power in order to get to I have changed. It's holding that power. So if we're waiting for the I am changing while we're in the I need to change, you're on two different levels. You're looking for this level to be on that level, and that's not going to happen. It's going to take courage for you to have to jump up to get the I am changing in order to I have changed. You can't say I need to change and I have changed at the same time. So which one do you believe? Do you believe that I am changing and you're taking the necessary steps to change, or are you okay with being stagnant and stuck? Are you okay with being limited when you don't have to? See, a lot of people don't know we don't have to stay stuck. If you feel stuck, we don't have to stay stuck. Some of y'all are just one bold decision away from living the life you could ever dream of. Some of us are one decision away from having the stuff we never thought we could have. Some of us are one strength, one courage, one word, one song, one creation away from living the life that we were created to live. We weren't created to stay in the same place. But a lot of people don't know that they don't have to be stuck. Some people feel like they have to play with the cards they're dealt with. And you don't. You don't have to play with you can change the whole hand in if you want to. Look, I have changed the whole hand on some of these some of these transitions because the what was going on this platform is not going to work over there. So again, learning to let go because you can't carry everything and everybody. Sometimes you just got to let go and know what's important. And Dr. Tony and I always talk about the birth of a child. We talk about giving birth, and one of the things we always said on this show is everybody that was there when you announced your pregnancy and everybody that was there at your baby shower can't be in the room with you when it's time to give birth. You're going to have to excuse some people who are not qualified to be there in the transition of you becoming just you to a mother. And the same thing is in the business, and the same thing is in when you're living your dream. There's some people that was there at the baby shower and the announcement that cannot be there when you're in the transition. They can visit when they seen your I have changed. They can come and see your I have changed, and then you can tell them all that was going on in the I am changing. But they have to have it takes a decision to be able to shift from I need to change to I am changing. So some of us are getting to the that you're focusing on the I need to change and trying to think about the I have changed, and that's just a big jump. So if that's a big jump, let's focus on the I am changing and take the necessary step. Just step off, just jump, just allow yourself to fly. How can we ever know if we have the ability to fly if we don't ever get off the ground? And sometimes it might take somebody to push you. It could be a mentor, a coach. It might take somebody to give you one word of encouragement that will cause you to take a leap and cause you to know that there's more in the air than it is on this ground, and then there's more over there than what's in the air. You know, we have so many um, possibilities, and we don't have to settle for less. We don't have to settle for less than what we deserve. Less, you know, even with treatment, we don't have to settle for being disrespected. We don't have to settle for not being loved, not being nourished, not being cherished, not being treated with some respect. We don't have to settle for lack. We don't have to settle for poverty. We don't have to settle for being dormant. We don't have to settle. We could just make the decision. Once you start with this decision that I am going to jump no matter what, that means whether they in a row or not in a row, I am going to jump. And you get that so far in your spirit that you're more afraid to not jump, you'll do anything and you'll walk off that bridge. You'll walk off and fly. People might think you're crazy. I don't know why you're doing this. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to kill yourself. And you're letting, and when people do that, you have to consider the source. You don't let people who would never even attempt to have something greater or bigger tell you what you're too crazy to do. You gotta be literally out of your mind to be able to jump from this moment to the air
Mhm.
to the other side. You gotta be out of your mind. And what I mean by out of your mind, sometimes that thinker in us, we overthink things, and we be thinking about the fears and what could happen and the shoulda, woulda, couldas and all that stuff. Sometimes you gotta get out of your head and into your heart and know that whatever is over there you're going to trust has got to be even better than this. If you max that part out, it has to be better than this. And if it's not, you got a lesson or a blessing over there. Either way, it's good. Either way. So you have to have the courage to be willing to see the lessons and the blessings as opposed to just stand there where everything good, comfortable, and not free. Because everything good and comfortable doesn't mean free. You know,
Mhm.
everything, that comfort zone, sometimes it'll fool you. It'll fool you to thinking I could just stay here and make a home in here and make a home in lack because I'm comfortable with lack. But lack is a mindset. Lack is and once you understand your mindset, you can do anything you put your heart to. Some of us just need to hear somebody say we can do it. Some of us just need to hear somebody say we have done it. Some of us just need to hear that they have the support. So we are here to tell you, we are here to tell you, you can do it. You can have it. You can be it. Take the jump. It's okay. It'll be all worth it in the end. Back to you, Dr. Tony.
So fantastic and amazing. Well said, Tishat. Attractive thinker. I hope you heard her when she said the platform. The things we need are not on this platform, they are accessible in the air. And when you said that, it resonated with me. Some things are only accessible in the air. And what that means is there are some things in life that we will never, ever, ever get to experience as long as we continue to stay on the ground and we refuse to take that leap. So when you were talking to Shet, I was taking some notes. You have to leave the ground to get some blessings. But when I thought about ground, what does ground represent? Stability, foundation, roots, balance. So, in order to get these only air accessible blessings, we have to be willing to leave stability,
Mm,
leave the foundation, leave your roots, and not be so connected to balance. Because when you're taking a leap, you can't be focusing on having all of your ducks lined up in a row, like Tachet
Mhm.
said.
Mhm.
And because I've done it, so many times I've had to make major changes in my life, and I was like, okay, I'll do it after I move, or I'll do it after we get the car, or I'll
Yeah.
do it after the kids are grown, or I'll do it after this one starts school, or I'll do it after this one graduates, or I'll do it after I make my song, I record my song, or I'll do it after I finish writing this book. We'll always do it. We'll always take the leap after something, because those things were ducks lined up in the row. The kids are graduated, you know, this one doesn't need that anymore, or I've graduated, or my song is finished, or my book is finished, or we've moved and things are settled, and then you decide to take the leap. But that's not how leaps work. If you remember the definition that I read, and I'm looking at my phone. If you remember the definition that I read, it said leaps are sudden, quick. They are quick movements. They are rapid. I want you to think about that. Sudden, quick, rapid movements. When it's time to make a sudden, quick, rapid movement, you don't have time to figure out what ducks are lined up in a row. When things, how many times something has happened in your life and you had to act quickly? The only thing on your mind is acting. Ducks aren't on your mind. Lined up in rows is not on your mind. Who is with you is not on your mind. Who's not with you is not on your mind. You're just thinking about, I got to act quickly. And then you figure the rest out later. And that's what Tachet is saying. When it's time to take this leap, you have to focus on taking the leap, and then you figure out the rest later when you land on the new ground. See, in midair, there's no stability, there's no balance, there's no foundation. You're in the air. Where are you going to get a foundation from? You're in the air, attractive thinker. There are no roots. You're not grounded. There's nothing to hold on to. And we have to be okay with that if we want to get to the next level. I had to be okay with that, taking that leap in my life, and going through that transition. Sometimes in my life, to share, I just had to let stuff fall where it fell and say, I cannot, because it's too much. It takes too much mental stress, too much mental thought, too much mental turmoil to try and make sure everybody's okay before I take my leap, to try and make sure all the ducks are lined up in a row. Do you know the effort and the energy? Do you know how much you really have to pay attention to and make sure it's okay before you take your leap? It's too much. You have family, you have friends, you have connections, you have customers, and you have clients, and you have a team, and you have this one depending on you and that one depending on you. And you have to eat, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to pay attention to how you're feeling, and you have responsibilities and requirements, and you have deadlines, and you have bills. You mean to tell me you're going to spend more time in your life to make sure all of that is taken care of before you take this spirit-led leap that your spirit, your life, your destiny is calling you to take? This is what I want you. This is what's coming up for me, for you right now. Do you know that all of the things that you're worried about prior to taking this leap, do you know the solution to all of those things on the other side of the leap? And you won't even have to use your own effort to fix them, or to get them in order, or to tend to them. Do you know on the other side of the leap, on the other side of the leap, these things don't even exist. They take care of themselves. These problems or concerns or circumstances, they don't exist on the other side of the leap. So taking time to address them now is a waste of time. This is what I want you to understand, attractive thinker. Taking time to address this is a waste of time, because they don't exist on the other side of the leap. Tichet, talk to us and tell our community how to get in touch with you as the visual encourager. Give us some last comments, because I can tell something is coming up for you about taking the leap.
I want to run right now, and I need to jump and take a leap because it was well said. And the thing about it is, we get so caught up in that list of things, and that list never ends.
Mm,
There's
mm, mm.
always something being added to the I'll do and I'll do and I'll do before we go. It never ends. So, yeah. And even if you had all of that in a row, you're not going to carry all that with you.
Mhm.
You're not even going to want some of that stuff when you're in the air. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm like, if you didn't hear anything in this, just hear that what Dr. Toni just said. You, I wanted to run. You was
Mm.
talk you. I'm like speechless at this point, but you don't have time
My
to,
God.
to do all of that stuff. You don't have time to worry about family and friends and all of that stuff. You don't have time to think about all that stuff. Sometimes all you need is you. All
Mm.
you need is to jump. As long as you have more than enough because you are a creator.
Mm.
You can create as you go, which means you can learn as you go, which means you can gather as you go. But you have to understand there's a reason and a season behind everything. It is okay to let go of some things because if it's needed later, you got to trust that your provision will be there. And we are here to encourage you and to let you know that you can do it and that it is time to take a leap. It's time to let go of the excuses. It's time to let go of the hindrances and time to let go of the fear. And it is time to take the leap. We are here to encourage you. You can find me on my website at www.visualencouragement.com. I provide mental support for movers and shakers and jumpers, for groundbreakers, trailblazers, and pathfinders, for visionaries who desire to move mountains, who desire to take a leap, but just need help lifting the heaviness so that you can create a new vision, a new journey, a new goal, a new power for yourself. Again, go to my contact us page, put in your information, let me know how I can uplift you, enlighten you, and encourage you to take that leap beyond the break. Again, www.visualencouragement.com. See you soon.
Awesome. Attractive thinkers, visual encouragers, we trust that you have enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Break. Give yourself a fighting chance. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your identity coach and get to the root specialist at theattractivethinker.guru. If you're in need of a clarity session, visit clarity.theattractivethinker.guru and book it today so that you get the courage that you need to take that leap. You're no longer waiting. Ducks lined up in the road don't exist. The ducks have flown south. They are not waiting on you to line them up in a row. It's time to take the leap and get to the other side and reach your blessings and your lessons while in the air. You always hear us say, our life's work, that's to make your life better. It is not what you're going through. It's how you're doing it. Think attractively. We'll see you